killed Monsoon. I'm impressed. The brains are in the server room undergoing training. Knock yourself out. Go nuts.
I'm sorry, sir. Our business hours for the day have ended. We are looking forward to your next visit.
Agent is incorrect.
Watch out! They keep on coming!
Hey everybody, Pixel here, welcome back to another episode of Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. In the last episode, we killed Monsoon, and we unleashed Jack the Ripper, that is Raiden's, less careful form. And if you're wondering about that, like, can we play as Jack the Ripper, or any of that? Yes, you can, and there is a way you can do that in normal gameplay. However, it exhausts your fuel cell very quickly. As you can see, LS and RS pressed down at the same time, you can go into Ripper mode. Against normal enemies, this makes it so you can cut them up very easily without needing to go into Blade mode. I don't really care for it. It exhausts your fuel cell, and like using Blade mode during it is just useless, and it makes it go even faster. There are certain parts of the game where Ripper mode is extremely helpful, but I don't see myself using it too much during this Let's Play. Okay. Couldn't tell. My controller is just getting worse and worse with every recording. Okay, these guys, Ripper mode is extremely useful against. And you can also disable it by pressing down the triggers again at any time.
Raiden, Sundowner contacted you from the top floor. Time to make your way up there.
We will do that, but first I'm going to switch to using the keyboard and mouse because I need to do something about this controller later. Okay, I think I have my controls how I want them. I'm not completely sure because I haven't played with a keyboard since I first got the PC version of this game, but whatever. As you can see here, there are these weapon display cases. You can cut them open and take the weapons inside of them. So you can essentially just refill on homing missiles, rocket launchers, nano paste. There are some in these cases. That's about it. There's nothing much else in this room. I'll be taking this too, and this, and in this one you can see there is a VR mission. If I can cut this down without it being a pain in the ass, please. Okay, so yeah, as you can see I'm using the keyboard and mouse now, so it might be a bit noisier in the microphone. It also might not be. I don't know.
The elevators appear to be disabled, which we should have expected, I suppose.
I will access the control unit. Perhaps you can hack an elevator and make it operational.
Ooh, splendid idea. By all means, yes. It seems the guards are storming the building. Raiden, get back to the entrance. Buy me some time to get this elevator operational. You can control that UGT as well, yes? Give them hell!
So yeah, you can use a machine gun in this section. This is essentially just like, you know, a turret section. So these people do have rocket launchers. I think they do less damage to you in this portion because I don't think I've ever had to use a nano paste here. But I have been hit plenty of times with the rocket launchers. But yeah, it's starting out, of course, with just standard soldiers, so nothing too difficult. If enemies are getting close to the staircase, you can shoot this down, and that will kill whatever is underneath it, because it's a huge explosion. But yeah, it's not too difficult. Even if enemies do come up here.
Wunderbar! My hack was a success! Hold the elevator right.
Okay, elevator's ready, but I'm not going to get on it right away. Mastiffs will come in. These guys usually do make it up the stairs. Don't worry too much about it if they do. Okay, yep. Okay. Okay, guy. You glitching out a bit? Okay. I get it. You want to fight me. I'll fight you. That was okay. Keyboard controls are a little weird just because keys are so far from each other that it can be hard to use them at the right time, but I am on easy mode, so hopefully it's not too much of an issue. Okay, all its limbs are gone, he'll explode. I would like to... Oh, left hand! How convenient. They will start lecturing you because you're not getting on the elevator, but there is one more enemy who will come in. Yeah, a turret section where you just shoot a grad. These missiles still do less damage to you than they would normally, so you can really just focus on attacking it. You can shoot these missiles and make them explode early, but there's no real point. This grad goes down relatively easy no matter what difficulty you're playing on, so... There we go. And that'll probably be A or B. S! Okay. I guess it's because they don't expect you to get through that without taking any damage. But, let's finally do what Doctor said and get in the elevator.
For security purposes, the building is divided into upper and lower halves. The lower area consists of offices and meeting space for staff and visitors, while confidential military projects and technical research are restricted to the upper levels.
So that's where the brains in the server room will be, up top.
Indeed. But that elevator can only access the lower floors. You need to get to the 20th floor and pass the security gate there to reach the upper area.
Let me guess. Time to find another left hand?
Well, that is the problem. Security cyborgs would not have sufficient clearance. But managers and senior staff have already been evacuated, no doubt.
So...
The only option is to cut the power to the security gate, which will not be easy. It is powered by no less than 3 systems, including a backup power supply. You will need to destroy all of the electrical control panels to disable them. In any case, you should arrive at the 20th floor soon.
Once you get up here...
Panels are most likely hidden in the walls. Use your enhanced AR to search for any unusual heat sources inside the walls there.
I didn't mean to use that nanopaste, but whatever. As you can see, use your AR. You can see that there is a left hand, but you can't actually see the control panels from here. You have to be pretty close to them to actually see them. So, cut this door. Let's head in, let's head in here real quick. Grab this. What is this? I can't tell. Well, yeah, these shelves are a little weird because whatever's on top of them falls through them. If you go here, there's a VR mission. This is number 14? Yes. Alright. I want to go ahead and head over here. This is a stealth section technically, but you don't have to use stealth. That's completely up to you. As you can see, there's another VR mission here. The reason I wanted to come in here, though, is because of this box. You can get some extra BP. It's one of the only black boxes I always consistently remember, but you can get your 15th VR mission here. So, yeah, 3 VR missions, all relatively close to each other. You can also get a cardboard box here if you prefer your stealth slow. But... Okay, there was an enemy in this room. Yep, alrighty. No choice now. I'm gonna go into Ripper mode. Yeah. Okay, Ripper mode did not help at all. I'm not gonna waste it all right away. X, okay. Yeah. That's what I mean. Just the keys that you need to use in this game are all usually far from each other. At least I got the left hand. Man, I've been getting extremely lucky with that. I will continue doing this. Okay, I managed to dodge that that grenade, so that's good. I'll be taking your spine. So this level is... It's one of the longer levels in this game, and I really don't care for it that much. It's really just more of what the last level was, except this time you have access to Ripper mode, where you're just going through office buildings and fighting enemies that are inside of them. And it's just like, it's unnecessarily long, and it gets kind of annoying in some of the later parts of the level. And even this part of the level I really dislike, just because there's so many enemies. But I will be taking your tripod from you and doing this. I'll be doing... Okay, never mind. Game's starting to lag. Man, I wonder if you can tell my computer was not made for games like this. Give me this real quick, thanks. There's one more guy, and he has a rocket launcher. Luckily, I was in a cutscene while he did it, so... never mind, he's not one of the guys who... He's not a standard soldier. Like, he is a standard soldier, but he's wearing extra layers. I don't know. But you don't have a leg anymore. Okay, take this from you.
There should be an electrical panel nearby. Use your enhanced AR to locate it.
As Doctor said, right here.
Good. One down, 2 to go.
We go into our enhanced mode. You can see these red lines that lead to panels on the wall. So those are the electrical panels. Doctor will say the same thing every time you're nearby one too. So the game goes a little overboard with the hints it gives you about them. Oh yeah, so more of these not dogs will come every... Like, once you get to the third one, more of the not dogs will come. Game's lagging a lot. I think I just did too much in 1 second, and the game did not like it. Okay, it's getting there. It's getting there. Maybe. Okay. This is getting ridiculous. Like, even for me, this is a ridiculous amount of frames to be dropping in 1 second. Okay. It's getting better. Maybe. God, okay. Okay. That is much better. But yeah, you have to fight these things, as you have before. And as normal, they have those electromagnetic pulses. So be careful of those, because they will disable you for a temporary amount of time, and that's just annoying. And also there's 2 of them at once, so Ripper mode is not out of the question for me, at least. Man, there's way too much happening on the screen at one time. If you do manage to get a spine during Ripper mode, it will still restore all of your fuel cell.
Yes, that should take care of security. Now, head back to the gate.
Go into Enhanced AR, you'll see one of the hammer guys is in here. But once again, Ripper mode makes him quite easy to take care of. Okay. Disabled Ripper mode just in time. You can also get a 3D photo frame there, but I'm pretty sure it didn't show it because it was in the middle of the ranking. These vending machines, can't actually get anything from them, but you can rip them up. I believe inside them there will be either electrolytes or nano paste. I think electrolytes would make more sense. Yep, electrolytes. There's not in that one, but there is one over here. So, I don't know what the reason for that is, but it's just how it is. We got in here, though.
Raiden, shall I activate your pain inhibitors now?
No, keep them off. I need it this way.
Well, as you wish. I must say, I have turned more than a few men into cyborgs, but you... Well, your past is most,
What you getting at, Doc? Most of the time, compared to the average third-world child soldier, I can't really complain. Most of them, they're the sort of guerrillas your typical patient gets paid to slaughter.
Perhaps, but,
This shouldn't be news to you, Doc.
yes, but,
Look, just help me take care of those brains after I bring them back. I do my business, you do yours.
yes.
So yeah, as you can see, Raiden's in kind of a bad mood now, but why wouldn't he be, really? I'm sorry I skipped a part of the dialogue there, but honestly, when Quentin's doing this voice, that's Raiden's voice actor, I don't really care for it. I think he does excellent as normal Raiden, but when he's using like the Jack the Ripper voice, it's just kind of annoying to some extent, just because he sounds really raspy and like he obviously, when he got the job playing Raiden, I don't think he was expecting to have to do that voice, because he was also Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 4, and there was no Jack the Ripper in that game. Just because he didn't even play as Raiden in that game, he was just a supporting character, as far as I know. There might have been like a portion where you play as him or something, but not to the best of my knowledge. Raiden was also a lot cooler in that game, because he's a protagonist in this game, he's not allowed to be cool. You don't actually have to fight the enemies in this section. I don't know why I am, because there's really no reason to. I don't think they make it any easier to get an S rank. You can get an S rank without fighting any of the enemies here, so I'm just gonna do what I normally do and run right through.
9% to blow open the door for me, yeah? Idiots.
Okay, you have to fight a Grad up here. As you can see, this one's actually painted like World Marshal, unlike the ones that were outside. Or not World Marshal, Desperado. So I think that might be able to be used as evidence that Desperado's involved with World Marshal. I mean, since apparently the media needs one to accuse people falsely of things.
All these sliders in the area. Perhaps they could be to use.
Okay, that was a joke. That's not like a jab at the media. I will be cutting this up. You don't have to cut this up. You just can.
Keep climbing like that. It will be much easier for you.
Yep, we have our second portion of the game where Raiden defies all the laws of gravity and physics. Where like he jumps, he doesn't fall down, and that kind of thing.
Right away, it's up now, yeah? Almost there. I have just finished analyzing the latest security data. You should find an indoor garden up ahead.
A garden? Sounds fancy.
A Japanese garden, to be precise. It is an area set aside for VIPs. Apparently, one of World Marshal's directors is a rather serious Japanese culture enthusiast.
All right, so what's this got to do with me? Is there something I need from the garden?
Not at all. You need only pass through that area to arrive at a freight elevator. I found a route to the elevator controls through the unit we hijacked downstairs. I have located the...
Great work, Doc.
Elementary, my dear Raiden. Now, head for the garden.
So yeah, we have to get to the garden now. As you can see up ahead, this place looks weirdly familiar. Whatever. I'll be right back because I have to do something else in the controls. Never mind, apparently I didn't. I don't know why the camera's turning so slowly, but whatever. As soon as you head in here, more of these guys will come in. They're just normal soldiers with 2 swords, so you can cut them up without even fighting them if you really want to. Okay, whatever. I can take one. Same amount of healing as if I only killed one of them, so... Or if I killed all of them, so... Oh, never mind, I'll take 2. Maybe. Okay. Cutting with the mouse is a little bit difficult. 2 guys with rocket launchers. This is what makes this fighting section so difficult to get an S rank on. Because these guys will always take the chance of getting no damage on you unless you're, like, absolutely prepared for their rocket launchers. I'll be taking this from you. Luckily, I was prepared for the rocket launchers, but I still don't think I'm going to get an S rank. Because I'm bad at this game. Luckily, I did get 2 spines, so that's 2 on the Zendatsu, and I think I might get a small bonus because I killed 2 at once. This guy is meditating up here. I think they're really just kind of pushing it with the like Japanese aesthetic here, but whatever. Can't be racist because people who made the game are Japanese. So. I missed his left hand. This guy does have a left hand. As always, I recommend you take it if you have the opportunity. I messed up. Did get no damage, that's an S rank. Cool! Okay. Let me through, please. Thank you. I will be taking this. You can get yourself an EM grenade there. You can just cut open that shoji wall and head right in. I'm gonna go around, though. After I get this, because my brain won't let me not. Okay. Don't take that out of context. Okay. Head over here. Use your AR vision. There's a guy right behind the screen. If you go into blade mode, you can still see where his spine is, so you can take it from him from behind the wall.
Good, Raiden, very good!
And Boris is really into that, so, you know, gotta please my boy Boris.
The main exit is sealed. I very much doubt you can get through there. The catwalk above you is connected to a corridor meant for transporting materials. You can take that to the elevator.
So as he said, over there is a catwalk that leads into an open door. None of this is the real sky or anything, because we're inside the building still. There's also a bunch of mastiffs and soldiers all over the place. It's possible to get stealth kills on everything in this garden. I never succeeded. I usually just end up fighting everyone because, I mean, more experience for the road ahead, I guess, and it's also more BP. But I think this time I'm just going to skip them. I'm going to run from them because I don't really want to fight them and take a bunch of damage because we're getting to the point where if you run it... Oh no. Okay, never mind, you have to fight them if they notice you. Didn't know that, because I always just fight them. Please. 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 I'm thinking this guy's just gonna keep trying to jump through the thing so he won't be able to notice me. Yep, okay. Bye.
My apologies, Raiden. I seem to have fallen behind.
No worries. Actually, I should thank you.
What are you talking about?
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have gotten Jack back.
Then, that is your true nature.
More or less. Still interested?
I find no reason to alter my objectives. From the moment we met, you have acted on emotional urges. You speak of protecting those weaker than you. Such people number in the billions. It is impossible. You cannot save every human being in the world. You cannot save every street child. After extended observation, I have come to a conclusion. Your actions are rooted in affinity for those from similar circumstances as yours.
Huh. Guess so. Not much of a superhero after all, huh?
However, your emotional status is understandable. Perhaps I share this same affinity.
Well, if that's what you feel, then glad to have you along.
Roger.
You can reach the server room via the freight elevator just ahead.
As he said, just up ahead. There are freight elevators. There's also a relatively large amount of soldiers. This guy's gonna come over here. I'm going to jump up here. And he saw me, of course. I don't know how to stealth kill this guy anymore. I used to be able to do it. Now I just can't. Regardless of that, though, I don't think I'll have too much trouble killing him. The only issue is that all those soldiers from in there will actually come in here to help him. Okay, I missed his left hand. Whatever. Who cares? I will go into Ripper mode to finish you. Or not. Okay. Maybe I should lock onto him. It's much easier to lock on with the keyboard and mouse because you just have to press E, which of course does make the defensive offense much better because it automatically goes around whatever you're targeting. But now that we've killed him, head over here and cut this open. You can find yourself an Endurance Plus. This is one of the trickier ones to find in the game. This is the only one I didn't actually find on my own on my first playthrough. So, take that for what you will. Can't go through here, but if you go up here, there is a grenade. Pretty sure that's a... Okay, it's an EM grenade. Didn't know that. Got up here, there's a rocket launcher, and of course BP, because you get BP for everything you collect, and repair nano paste. Enemies will obviously storm the elevator. They're not just going to let you have a peaceful elevator ride in this game. One of these samurai guys, that's what I call them because I don't know like what they are or what they're based on, so whatever. I will be cutting off your arms. Okay. Once you get rid of that guy's arms, he can only attack you with his head, so he's not that threatening. You can get these guys to block, it actually makes them easier to Zandatsu, just because they can't attack you while you're attempting to. I will be taking this from you, and I heard that gecko. Yeah, as you can hear, 2 geckos will show up, and you will have to kill them too. This part can be a little bit annoying, but you can use Ripper mode, of course, to make them easier to deal with. I've been using Ripper mode a lot more in this chapter than I think I ever have on another playthrough, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, if you can hear that, button mashing, still the majority of the gameplay, so... Okay. I'm gonna try to get through this entire level in this episode. We'll see, though.
Look up, Raiden! Another freight platform! Look out!
So yeah, enemies will come from above you. Of course, Ripper mode, break their shields instantly, makes it much easier to deal with. More LQ-84s will come down to fight you. I would just call them Blade Wolves, but that name is actually exclusive to our Blade Wolf, so yeah. Okay. One of the Knot Dogs actually comes down to help them too, so that's unfortunate. Does make things much more difficult. I will be doing the same thing I did to my own Blade Wolf, except with you, I can take your spine. Okay. Yeah, this is the portion where it's like kind of like a boss rush, but just with normal enemies. So it's hard to commentate just because we've fought all the things we're gonna see here before. Wait, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, from this point on, there's no new enemies other than the bosses, and I'm pretty sure you can guess who the final bosses are, just based on who we fought so far. I'll take this from you. Okay. Not sure if I killed that tripod. I might have just cut off one or two of its feet. Okay, yep, it's not dead. Now it is. So yeah, they'll do that. You won't take damage if you stand in the fire, which, whatever. Suspension of disbelief, maybe it's because I'm a cyborg, or maybe it's just because they were too lazy to make the fire hurt you. Who knows? But these guys, just normal soldiers, so you can just cut them up, take their spines.
Careful, Raiden. The elevator cannot take much more of this. Jump to that adjacent platform. The platform is losing speed. Scheiße! The tripods are interfering.
Yeah, the tripods make this elevator go slower, so it's harder to get onto the other one. That's their whole gimmick here. So you want to clear them off of the platform, which is made more difficult by the fact that these soldiers come in to help them. But eventually, once you take out the tripods consistently enough. Honestly, I usually take out these soldiers too, just because they're so annoying. I've never had this difficult a time here. Even in hard mode, this is usually extremely easy. But these guys just won't die. Give me your spine. You know what? I'm done with you. I'm gonna kill you. And that way I can just focus on getting rid of the tripods. I'm not sure if there's a time limit here because I've never died in this portion. But more enemies do keep spawning, so good luck. I'm trying. Okay. B. Okay, whatever. Good enough.
They are deploying security from the top floor to the freight elevators. Your path to the server room leads right through them.
Yep, that's right. I did say it was like a boss rush with only enemies, so I have no reason to lie about that, so. Oh, I got a left hand. Okay, he will say he has more than enough for a little surprise or whatever. Don't worry about that. You won't be getting anything from that for a little while. Okay. Yep, Mastiffs will come up after you take care of the hammer guy. So, good luck with that. This is by far the most difficult part of this, just because you have the annoying-ass flying guys, Mastiffs, and MC Hammer. That's what I'm going with, because I don't think they have an official name, because they're just normal soldiers with hammers. Whoa, I did an aerial parry. Cool. Okay. At least I cut off the guy's arm. You know what? That's all that matters. You can like lock onto these guys. It does make things like marginally easier, but not too much easier. Luckily, I did manage to beat them. Yeah, if you head up here, you can see you can go through here using Ninja Run or a normal slide, but that does sometimes glitch out and make you need to soft reset. But here, we have a man in box. Okay, I'll be taking your spine. It's like a souvenir for finding the alien people. Head in here and cut up these boxes. This is a secret that is really dickishly hidden, especially if you're someone who doesn't play through the game cutting everything. You can get yourself a VR mission. If I didn't miss anything, this should be 17 or 18. 16. Okay. I was just counting wrong. Head here, though. And get extra BP.
The server room's ahead?
Yes, according to what I have here.
What should I expect to find? If they're VR training those brains, I'm guessing it won't look like your typical IT department.
Quite right. Most of it will likely be occupied by life support units, feeding oxygen and nutrition to the brains they have stored, you know. They would also need a server to feed them the VR data, but in terms of structure, it's really more brain storage and maintenance than a server room. But no doubt it makes a convenient euphemism for what they are really doing there.
Yeah, like how CIA agents refer to where they work as the company.
Indeed. Something like that would never arouse the suspicions of rank-and-file staff who may hear it. And I'm sure those complicit in this operation feel better not calling it the VR training room. Even something so simple as a name can help one ignore the truth of what they are doing. Truly fascinating how the human brain works.
So this whatever room, that's where Sundowner's waiting, right? If he wants a fight, I wish he'd just get on with it. He didn't seem the type to run and hide.
Well, he is in charge of security, but I suspect this is not about business. If I had to guess, I would say he is toying with you, testing you, perhaps.
Whatever he's doing, it won't change what's going to happen once I finally catch up with him.
So yeah. I recommend, before you go in here, you switch your sub-weapon, or custom weapon, to the polearm, regardless of how strong you have it. After that, open up this door, you'll be led into yet another hallway. I believe there's a repair nanopaste in this box if you are running out of those. And one more door to open with a rectangular almost room.
What? Miss Troll? She's...
No. A spare body, if I had to guess. Likely controlled by an AI.
So yeah, you have to fight Mistral again, or a body double. That's why it's called BD Mistral on her health bar. Mistral is extremely weak to her own custom weapon, mostly because the tripods are in the area and it still does an extended amount of damage to her like it did to the Grad in Chapter 3. Fighting her again, she's obviously not quite as difficult as she was originally just because there's not a shifting battlefield or anything. Same gimmick, you cut up her staff and then you can cut up the arms on her back. She doesn't have hair this time, which is how you know that it's not the real Mistral. She will still throw these at you, but overall, she's just as easy as she was before. She'll still go up there to throw, like to volley these at you, but nothing too difficult. Jump on down, Mistral. Let me kill you. There's no quick time event to finish her this time either. Once you get her down in the HP, if I can please show it, she'll just fall over and die. Before anything else, Switch to the Psy if you have it, otherwise keep EM grenades. Because if you couldn't guess... Monsoon's body double will now come.
And the spare Monsoon? Well, if it's AI controlled, it should pose no problem for you, yes?
Monsoon is pretty much the same as he was just last time when we fought him. He can go into a magnetic mode, he can float upwards and then home towards you. Once he goes into his magnetic mode, though, if you have his Psy in the pink form, which means it's fully charged or something, I don't know, you will instantly daze him, like you would if you used EM grenades last time. So, both of the bosses we've faced so far, or at least Desperado Captains, are extremely weak to their own weapons. This is something I don't really see noted anywhere, just because people just kind of guess, I guess. Or at least, like, they assume that the properties that the weapons have had up to this point work with the bosses, but I think that's interesting, even just as a character trait. It kind of shows how cocky they are. Because they think they've mastered their own weapon, and that means they can't be touched with it. But Monsoon is actually much easier than Mistral, because just dazing him is easy. You charge up the thing just by running with it, or by doing anything else with it. So there we go. That's either a A or an S rank, I'd assume. S, cool. Alright. I'd like to switch back to having no sub-weapon and head in here.
Don't disrupt the students while class is in session. I believe you're familiar with the lesson plan. The same regimen you went through in Liberia. Effective program. Just look how you turned out. Of course, running it in the real world just got a bit too complicated. Doing it virtually, though, no fuss, no muss. Straight to the brain. It's like a dream. Well, maybe dream is the wrong word. They do kill some POWs, some civilians. They enjoy it, though. We give their pleasure centers a nice big jolt every time. Plus, they get a shiny new body as a graduation present. Another thing you have in common. I chose this. They're kids, you son of a bitch. And kids are cruel. All people are by nature. They just lose touch with it as they start thinking they know right and wrong. That's immoral. War crime this, code of conduct that. Kids, you can mold, manipulate into performing all kinds of atrocities. And there's nothing like a good atrocity to keep a war going. That's why I'm shutting you down. You just don't see the bigger picture, do you? Say you bring this whole place down. Waltz out of the rubble with all these precious brains. Nothing changes. All the guys in charge are long gone. And we've got offices around the world. We're just suppliers. We don't create the market for war. Then who does? The Patriots are gone. Those guys just manage the war economy. They didn't invent it. Did you think every battle in history was all part of some big old conspiracy? Bullshit! War is just part of who we are. Why fight it? Anyway, none of this will matter in 3 hours. Demand for PMCs is about to skyrocket. Like the good old days after 9/11. What are you talking about? Not here. Follow me.
Raiden, get Sundowner. Do not lose him this time.
Anyone who says 9/11 was a good thing deserves to die. That might be a bit of an exaggeration. I don't know. Depends on who you ask, but I think he's gotta go. If you head over here, you can get a VR mission. This one's pretty easy to see, so if you do miss it, you may need to get your eyes checked. But if you head up here, just ninja run your way up. Head outside. This place looks familiar too. But you can open this box. There's a nano paste inside. As you can see, Sundowner is just ahead. Let's go fight him.
How's this, Jack? We can play up here without damaging the merchandise. What happens in 3 hours? Don't matter. You're too late. Even at Mach 2, you wouldn't make it. And killing you is gonna take some time. Slow and painful.
Sundowner is by far the hardest fight we've had so far. As you can see, he has those explosive shields. If you attack him while he has those up, you will take explosive damage. So you can either circle around him and deal damage to him from the back, or you can do this. Pry them open, and oh yeah, they are a bit hard to hit in Blade mode without taking that explosive damage I mentioned just a few seconds ago. But if you do, he'll tell you not to fuck with them. So he'll also do this, then you get a chance to do this, and hopefully not do that. It can be a bit hard to hit the parts of the shield that fly outwards. Just take your time with them, and you won't struggle too much. Okay, that is the last one. So
Playtime's over, Jack. Time to die.
Attaboy, Jack.
What happens in 3 hours?
He'll launch Operation Tecumseh.
Who? Armstrong?
I've already said too much. I have a call to make.
Got yourself shaving?
Asshole. He's good. Real good. You knew this would happen, didn't you? Well, you'll get your wish. Up to you now. Sal.
Raiden here. I've taken Marshal HQ.
Yeah. I have just entered Denver airspace. I will be there soon.
Hurry.
Raiden, what Sundowner said.
I know. Anything that'll rival 9/11 cannot be good.
And in 3 hours, maybe less. He said even Mach 2 could not get there in time.
If he was serious, that's over 4,000 miles away.
4,500. So whatever it is, it's not happening on American soil.
If it's gonna spike demand for PMCs, it's gotta be a political hotspot. A coup or civil war in a stable region wouldn't have a domino effect.
And they'd want to draw in a superpower. No.
What?
The president. He's on his way to Pakistan. If something happens to him there...
Oh, shit. The War on Terror Part 2.
Contact the military.
Official channels are frozen since Mexico. Unofficial channels will take too long.
Besides, what's our proof? Who's gonna believe us over World Marshal?
Then we have to get there first.
Невозможно. Impossible. It is the other side of the planet. Even if we were in the world's fastest jet right now, it's not even close.
Hold up. It's not a jet we need.
Courtney?
An RLV would make it with time to spare.
That's...
Mach 23 if we're talking 1 atmosphere. 17,650 miles per hour.
That would make Pakistan in under half an hour.
Right. Contact Solus.